Lisa Baniak here from lifelikeyoumeanit.com, and I'm using a new setup here so I can never tell if I'm actually live when when it says I'm live. So now my live button has come up. So you catch that first part. Lisa Spaniak from lifelikeyoumeanit.com, and I'd like to continue on with our series that we've been doing with coping with anxiety tips for you. And what I would like to talk about today is the ability to question yourself about whether or not what you are experiencing your anxiety over is real or not. So I don't mean that you would have made it up. What I'm referring to here is, are you worrying or concerning yourself over something that could possibly happen, as in something in the future that we don't have any control over, and there is absolutely no certainty that that would happen at all, so that you are putting your emotion attached to something that may not even happen, rather than staying in the present moment. So we're guilty of this at one extent or another. I could think of lots of different times in my life where I've done just that, where I'm thinking about something that possibly could happen, and that, I start thinking that way because I think to myself, okay, well, I will allow myself to feel secure by thinking about all my possible reactions and the way that I will cope and manage no matter what happens, and then that will make me feel better. It'll make me feel like I've got a plan, right? And so that's oftentimes why we end up doing these things, right? And especially at a time like this with coronavirus, when we've got so many uncertainties and so many things happening and so many different side effects. There's my doorbell going. So many side effects from that simple, one incident of coronavirus, and how that has now, spurred on to having and we're all isolated, and how that is affecting people's mental health and their emotional well-being and their family situations and all kinds of other things, right? So it has a snowball effect. And so naturally in our own mind, we have a snowball effect, don't we? Okay, if we're one of the ones that have been, say, furloughed, and you're under the government's scheme right now, still being paid 80% of your wages, but you don't know if that's going to continue all the way through the whole pandemic. And so you start thinking, okay, well, what if June comes and we're still in isolation, and yet, I'm still furloughed, and, the government doesn't continue the scheme, and so I don't make money. What will I do then? Right? There's some good things that come out of thinking long term like that, because you might end up deciding, what, that business that I wanted to start for ages now, maybe now is an actual good time to put some time and energy into it and create the business that works for me and works for this situation right now. And I can start to build it up so that if that does happen and I don't end up earning any of that furloughed money, that 80%, in June or July or whatever we're talking about, that maybe my business will be up and running by then, and that will be bringing in some money. So there are some good results that can come out of you long-term thinking. I don't mean to make it sound like you should always stay in this moment and not look ahead at all. But if you're finding that those thoughts about looking ahead and asking the what if is actually generating quite a bit of your anxiety, and you really are realizing that, then take a step back and say, okay, I'm anxious about something that could potentially be very real, but is it real in this moment? Right? Is this something that I really, truly should be worried about? In other words, do I have control over this? Is there something that I could do to mitigate this if this was to come to fruition? And so if you don't have a dream of having your own business, or you do have your own business and that has taken a hit with this, and there's no way that you can think of modifying your business that still is in alignment with what you want to offer, right? And offers your audience things that they need at this time. If that is really not a reality for you, then okay, you don't have a plausible solution for that. So while that might be something that you might have to worry about, The anxiety that is coming up for it right now in this moment is not something that is doing you any good, because there is no solution for you that you are in control of. So it's about recognizing what you have control over, the things that you do have control over, trying to look at, all right, can this be something that spurs me on and gives me the motivation to do something that I've been putting off, or that is slightly out of my comfort zone, or I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do it. And you can start being motivated in other directions. Or is it something that you've got to be able to let go of, because there is literally nothing within your control about that? And now is the time to focus in this moment, right here and now, and only this moment, because what you're worrying about that's raising your anxiety is not actually real in this moment. I hope that that makes sense, and I hope that that helps a lot, right? I don't have a magic ball. I can't see what's going to happen for any of us in the future, and I don't have any magic tricks that are going to make this all better, but I'm just trying to do my part on giving you some strategies that work really well in my life for all of the different things that I have gone through in life, and including now things that I'm bringing back up onto the table for myself during coronavirus. So I hope all of this is helping. I would love to hear in the comments how you are doing. Hi, Jerry. Really nice to have you here today. I'd love to know how you're doing, if any of my tips are helping you, how you've been modifying them, or what is working for you. Other people would find that really helpful as well. So please, please, please go on in, even if you're watching on the replay, and leave us some comments and let us know how you're doing and what's working for you. And Shirley says, excellent. Thanks, Shirley. Thank you so much, everyone. Bless, stay healthy, and stay safe. Bye.